for tuning in. Joe Delgado here, your everything coach. Indestructible me. This is another episode of Delgado's Rants. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We got a very important lesson. I'm no teacher, I'm no doctor. That's my disclaimers that I'll give you. I am no person of, worth. I just want to make sure that I'm clear that I'm not no scholar or anything like that, and I am just talking straight from the hip of my personal experiences and things that I've learned. What I've learned in life is that literally it is you taking in information from someone else. And what I've learned in my life is that we get a bunch of garbage information. I want to be the person that gives you better information. Information that's going to help you get to your dreams, get to your goals, accomplish a fulfilling life. So if you haven't done so already, go and make sure that you follow us at Indestructible Me so you can always stay up to date and get some tips and tricks and all this other type of stuff that helps you move forward with your life, get fulfillment. Go check out this campaign, Fast for Life. It's amazing. I'll put the link down below. It'll change your life. It's going to change the world. Change the mind, change the world. Today's topic is prefrontal cortex. Have you heard about this thing before? What are your thoughts on it? What do you know about it? What do you not know about it? Or have you not even heard of it before? I want to know. Let me know. Hopefully this gives you some insight. Again, I'm no brain doctor. I'm no neuroscientist. I can't even apparently formulate words fully. But back on task. Prefrontal cortex is a part of the brain located at the front of the lobe that greatly contributes to personal development. It's your logic and reason part of the brain. So it's the part of the brain that will tell you logical thought. For an example, I want a chocolate cake. You want a chocolate cake. Or maybe you want something, maybe you just want pizza. Or you just want to just hang out on the couch. There's a part of your brain, which is going to be another episode, subconscious mind, that is emotionally driven. It's going to tell you to say, hey, yeah, let's do that. That's fun. That's great. It's comfortable. The prefrontal cortex is going to jump in and say, hey, we got things to do. We got, dreams to go and attack. We got work that needs to be done. We need to work out. We need to not eat that because it's going to hurt our bodies, right? So there's a constant battle inside your mind. And the prefrontal cortex is your parent, essentially, your teacher, your coach. Maybe it's me. So it is the one that's going to guide you into a more intelligent path. Whether it's actually difficult, whether it's, uncomfortable or anything like that, it's going to dictate you, or it's going to direct you down the path of resistance. The difficult tasks, the things that are going to ultimately improve your life in some sort of way. Right? And this is going to be your discipline, your accountability. So this is planning, long-term, forward thinking, futuristic. So here's the big thing that I've learned. Key alert, whatever you want to call it. Is this part of your brain. I don't know if you ever heard of this idea before. I'm going to actually quote off of a movie here in a bit, Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, Uncle Ben. He says something in that movie. He's like, hey, you are trying to figure out who you're going to be. You're growing into the person you want to be for the rest of your life. Just make sure that that's going to be a good person. Simple comment that Uncle Ben says before he's from that thief and starts the whole freaking crazy story of Spider-Man. But that's actually true. Your mind doesn't stop developing until your mid to late 20s. And there's a lot of things that need to be done in order for your brain to actually fully develop. And what's actually needing to develop is your prefrontal cortex. So we look at kids, and I used to be one of these people that are like, oh, I'm way more mature than I am for my age, blah blah blah. And you got a lot of kids saying that, where in some essence it might be true, but at the end of the day, no matter what, I mean, they might have a more developed prefrontal cortex than the rest of the people, and that's pretty much what they're saying, the maturity thing. But, I'm 33 years old right now. I definitely know the state that I'm in right now compared to where I was 10 years ago. It's completely different. And that has to do with the prefrontal cortex. So you got to work it out, just like you're hitting the gym, just like you're, learning a new skill and all that, and all those type of things. You got to work it out. You got to work your brain out. You got to make sure that it's staying active and strengthening it over time, and especially our kids. Our kids are needing this support more than anything, because how many people that you know are walking around after knowing this, you're going to see this, but they don't have a developed prefrontal cortex. They're emotionally driven, their temperament, they're erratic with their emotions. I mean, it might be other things under other underlying issues, but if it's something that's prevailing and that's continuous in their life, it's probably because they didn't have enough sleep. This is developing while we sleep. It's our memory bank. It's how we synthesize memories, intelligence, logic. I had an episode on intelligence, I believe. If not, I'm running out of track. We're getting into tons of episodes and tons of content. That's why you got to follow and subscribe so you never miss out. But intelligence is essentially just redistributing information, knowledge, and skills, i.e., you're gaining intelligence from this episode, whether you want to know it or not. You're going to be redistributing what I'm saying into your own tongue, and that's intelligence. You're going to be the smartest person in the room one day, right? Or today. I mean, that's how you become the smartest person in the room. You just redistribute facts that you know, and that's intelligence. So, prefrontal cortex, though, is that you sleep. It's memories. It's absorbing what you learned today. So if you are listening to this full episode, which I know that you are, and you take something from it, and if you don't get a solid night's rest of sleep, blah, 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 blah. If you don't get a full night's rest, with REM sleep and deep NREM and REM cycles, you're gonna forget everything that you heard about this. So you won't have the opportunity to spew out this knowledge, this information. And then even if you get a good night's rest tonight, but not tomorrow night because you're binge drinking or something like that, it still has a same effect. It's going to destroy it. That's why kids, they start out partying. They're waking up early. They're pulling all-nighters to go to college, doing all these assignments and all these types of things, and it's destroying their ability to develop this prefrontal cortex. So I mentioned this a couple times. How do you improve this? How do you strengthen it? You got to get sleep. You got to do things that are going to elevate sleep. Long walks, tons of oxygen, stretching, maybe some sex, with someone or by yourself. It's all possible. Tea and non-caffeinated, not decaf tea, non-caffeinated. Tea that's naturally no caffeine in it, because decaf still has caffeine in it. Things that are shutting off your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight, your stress response. You need to shut it off and get rid of it. So, reading, turning off artificial light, getting daylight exposure, and making sure that you have a good sleep regimen, cycle, right? You go to bed at the same time every day, regardless of what's happening, and you wake up every day the same time, regardless of what day it is. If you're off today, or if you're off on a day, you get up on the same time. You stay on the same schedule. Also, fill your day with activities that's going to increase your brain function. There's two types of fatigue. You're either physical or mentally exhausted. Mentally exhausted is usually the one that's going to get you to go to sleep, right? Because that's going to not allow you to have your mind race when you're trying to go to sleep, and that's usually what keeps you up. You have all these pending thoughts, pending things to do, blah, 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 and it's stressing you out. When you physically get tired, that also can actually stimulate physically exhausting your mind. But they both are needed. But ultimately, you need to tire your brain out every single time, and that's learning, doing puzzles, doing activities that's causing critical thinking, being outside of your comfort zone. Right? Maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's starting a blog or a vlog. You're gonna start showing your face, which you don't like doing. Maybe you take on another task for work that you can do, or a side hustle. Or maybe instead of you trying to find the love of your life on a dating app, you go out in the real world and try to find them through libraries, bookstores, networking events, charity events, something like that. Right? So you're doing things that are pushing your brain to the limits of learning, discipline. You just got to start, right? You just got to do the work. You just got to don't think about trying to unload a massive task for you right now. Oh, I need to accelerate. I need to tap into what Joe's talking about, little by little. Because I had an episode about willpower, and that depletes as you take on stress in your life. So you don't want to unload and deplete all your willpower at once, right? Just small steps every day is going to be drastically impactful. And at the end of the day, if you're adding on the tasks, if you're adding on activities that are reducing stress or eliminating the stress out of your body to improve your sleep, you'll grow the willpower strength, and you'll be able to stay to it. You'll be able to stay consistent. Prefrontal cortex, very important. Personal development, which is that's education. That's all what we need. We need to know who we are. We need to know where we want to go, and we need to figure out a way to get there. How to obtain skills, retain them, and strengthen them. I say this all the time. You got to get this. This will literally teach you exactly, show you the path, and have you create a plan. If you struggle on planning and creating a future for yourself, maybe because the prefrontal cortex is not as strong as it needs to be, you need to get something physical on a piece of paper, and that will hold you accountable while you work through and strengthen your cortex. Excuse me. So you got to put pen to paper, and you get that plan to hold you accountable, to get you disciplined. And over time, this prefrontal cortex is going to strengthen, get better, and enhance your life in millions of ways. I assure you. I guarantee it. Stamp of Joe Delgado, Indestructible Me approval. Well, Let me know what your thoughts, your ideas. If you need help, message me. Go check out Fast for Life. Get your planner today. It's going to change your life. Put the links all down below. Thank you for tuning in. Change the mind, and we change the world. And always be great.